Yo, what is good, fam? Welcome to episode 74. Speaking of which, podcast. Got my man in the building.
Yes, sir. It's your boy John. Got my man Aaron here with me.
Fire jacket, bro. That jacket hard. Ooh, you know who that is, man. Got the boo on there.
Shout out my boy Black Steve. You heard?
Yes, sir.
Real hype land shit.
Repping the Murderers Row. You know what I'm saying? 192017.
Damn. Stop playing with them. You was in your great granddad's ball set.
Maybe his uncle's dad's too. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. You can catch us not only on YouTube, you can catch us on Spotify, TikTok, Instagram. Try to get it on Threads a lot more and all that other shit. But yeah, man, we got an interesting episode. We got a few things to talk about, like our boy DC the Don. We got
talk about that.
We got rappers that we feel like deserve more shine. Like they didn't necessarily fall off, but like, you know, they're kind of in that in between stage. You know what I'm saying?
They deserve their flowers a little more. You know
what else we got?
Definitely want to talk about this Meek Mill and I know a lot of the younger generation don't give two fucks, and it's crazy how, you know, for us growing up, we'll talk about it, but Meek and Rick Ross was like
doing a tape together is a big deal, and
you know, and like no one, you don't see any blog
it may be a little late,
yeah,
but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, and then hot takes, of course. So yeah, let's get into these artists that you feel like deserve a little more credit, man, a little more love, man.
Yeah, so we all have these artists. Yeah, we all have these artists that are like in the tuck of our playlists, or like we gotta scroll OD.
Yeah, you really gotta dig deep, you know. Go in the toy chest.
You know, they're like the constant reliable. Like you know, when you're in the whip, like there's an automatic artist or song that's like, even if nobody really fucks with them.
Right. Yeah.
And for me, I have three people, and the first one, I think my most like interesting one, his name is Key. Fat Man Key.
This guy loves it.
Yo, Key, first of all, he's an Atlanta legend.
I don't mean to cut you off. This might be covering your face, no?
Maybe. Yeah, Key. Thank you, bro. Key is a legend, bro.
Yeah, talk about that, because I feel like I remember seeing his name a lot. Like 2017 maybe?
Yeah, so we saw him a lot because we fucked with ASAP Mob a lot. And he was around Rocky, Cardi, Uzi, you know, that whole era. He was around for that. And he would pull up to the Yams Day events and stuff like that. But even before that, like he was just running through Atlanta creating a new sound. Like a lot of it was the Future sound and shit, but he was around for the Bitch You Guessed It era. Like he was in the same.
What was his biggest song, dude? Like,
at that time, I can't really remember. I just know through interviews and shit, like he was a part of a group that had OG Macko in it and shit.
Oh, word? Weren't they all signed to QC? I mean, OG Macko was one of the first artists
QC signed OG Macko. I don't think Key was a part of that, but yeah, Key actually dropped a project with Kenny Beats. You know Kenny Beats?
Of course, yeah.
And that project 777 is one of the greatest projects.
You played a song from that shit,
bro. It's so slept on, and people who know. Like, there's this particular song, Demolition 1 and 2. It's a play on like Demolition 1 and 2 by Lil Wayne and Gutta Gutta.
That's hard.
So just him knowing that secret ass song, that's like a song that only real Wayne heads really know. Like it's not even a release song. It's just like some random studio shit that he was high as shit,
going crazy, smack DVD shit.
And the Wayne influence is very heavy just by the type of bars he does, and he's very honest in his shit. Like he has a bar, he goes, "Almost touched the ground, but I'm way too fly." And before that, he was talking about how he overdosed while after buying a chain and shit.
For real?
Like, yeah. So he's very honest in his music.
Made that jump, you think?
What?
Why you think he never made that jump like that? He just didn't have a hit record, or what? Like,
well, in interviews, he explains to people that ask that same question that he was kind of like a dickhead coming up. Like, he was acting like his shit didn't stink, and these days he's not very apologetic, but he realizes like the toes you step on while coming up are the same ones you kiss coming down, like you always say. So he dropped a recent project. I want to get the project right. And there's a song called "Boys Don't Cry," bro.
That shit hard.
That shit is super hard, and a big thing with Key is his melodies are so weird and obscure, but he fits it, bro. He makes it sound
Where's he
good.
from again? Do you know?
Huh?
He's from Atlanta?
Atlanta. Yeah.
ATL.
The album's called I Love You, Say It Back from 2020, and he's dropped newer stuff since then.
Yeah.
But 777 and I Love You, Say It Back, those two albums are just super. They're like almost classics amongst his discography. And definitely bump that song.
Okay.
Boys Don't Cry, bro.
Okay.
And then 777 bumped the whole fucking track list, bro.
The whole shit?
The whole shit. Go ahead. Who you got? Who we giving flowers to, bro?
All right. So, this guy don't really make music no more. I feel like it's been since I think 2019, but I mean it could be because I'm from New York and shit, but definitely Fabulous.
Who?
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Yeah, Fab.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like Fab.
He hasn't dropped since 2019.
Nah, Summertime Shootout 3.
But he's dropped singles and shit, no? Really?
Not that I know of. I mean,
I saw a Fab at STK. It's a restaurant.
Yeah.
Fancy ass restaurant. Yeah? That shit was nice. Yeah.
Like I'm sure for people who know Fab, they already know what he brings to the table, and they, you know, if you know who Fabulous is, you know that he's he's nice with it. He has classic mixtapes, but I feel like he's just never really talked about outside of New York ever. Really,
that's true. That's true.
Like ever, really. I mean, to me, he's one of the best rappers, like top 100. You know, he in there. You know, bars wise and shit. Like he got the swag.
He don't really get discussed even in New York like that.
Yeah,
as
you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he's super underappreciated. Maybe not underrated because people rate him, you know, when they talk about him. But I don't know. I feel like he definitely deserves his flowers more, even though he don't drop like that. But Fab nice, bro.
It's okay for him to not drop because he had been dropping for like 15, 20 years straight. Since the Clue tapes in like the mid-90s, bro. Right.
Because he has so many classic songs.
Do you feel like the reason he doesn't get that upper echelon respect is because like I see him more as like a swag rapper, like cool as shit. Not really like, even though his bars are very intricate, they're like fascinating. Yeah. I think because he's so cool and he's so swag with it. I think
his personality has a little bit to do with it, but I feel like he doesn't really have crazy hits like that. He's not really a natural like hit maker. He's more, I don't know. I feel like his peak was probably 2009, if we're being honest. Like with shout out to The Dream. But
for sure. And all those tapes too that came out.
You know, but like the mixtapes he dropped was insane.
The Soul Tape series.
I don't know if his label felt some type of way, but them shits should have been, you should have had to pay for those. Yeah. That's how good them shits were, bro. Yeah. Right?
That's a fact.
Like, I don't know why I don't know. Maybe he just felt more free to just drop free shit like that.
I wonder if it's on DSPs now, like the whole Soul Tape shit.
It's not for sure.
What was
Summertime Shootout? Oh, There's No Competition.
There's No Competition
like,
series.
And then the Dat Piff app don't even work. So you really got to go on YouTube for that.
You honestly just got to wait 10 years for... Like that's why on the 10th year anniversary for a lot of these artists, like Rolling Papers and
but bro,
ASAP Rocky shit,
like
you gotta wait 10 years.
2011, like it's been a long time already.
That's facts.
Soul Tapes 3 dropped 2013, so it's definitely been a long time. But yeah, I think Fab is definitely one of those.
Okay, Fab's a good one.
That's you know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
Boy, need that Face ID.
Word. Next one, you were thinking about putting this artist, but. No. Ooh. Trill Sammy. No. I'm Nah, Schoolboy Q. Schoolboy Q is one of them ones.
You just don't drop. It's the same thing with Fab, though. Right? Because Fab hasn't dropped 2019. Schoolboy Q hasn't dropped 2019. So I feel like it's valid.
Right. And for more so for me, he had about 2-3 years where he was that guy, bro.
He had everybody rocking
from 2013 to like 2015, 16.
He had everybody dropping.
I was wearing a bucket hat
easily.
Yo, I went to Jersey to see him. Was standing in the freezing ass cold to see him. Vince Staples opened up.
Shit, I would say he had like from 2012 to like 2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Crash
Collard
Talk,
Greens, I think was 2012.
Crash Talk was solid too. It's not as good as like Blank Face.
For me, I started really falling off with him after Oxymoron. Like I loved Oxymoron,
you ain't fuck with Blank
around
Face,
that time was when Uzi, Yachty, Made in Tokyo, all these artists were coming out
Blank
in
Face
2016.
is classic, bro.
It probably is.
That
it probably
is
is.
mad good.
I tried giving it a listen not too long ago, like the whole thing.
Y'all listen to By Any Means. That song crazy
with me, but
By Any Means.
Schoolboy Q, he had a moment where he was probably in the discussion of like top 5, top 10. You know?
Yeah.
And then of course Father Time pulled up. You know, he wanted to be with his daughter and shit. He was a girl dad.
Yeah.
Really repping that. He had the girl dad shirt on the red carpet.
I think Mac Miller passing had a lot to do with it too. He be tweeting about that a lot.
Oh, word. Mac Miller.
Like Mac Miller passing really affected him, like with his creation process.
Yeah, because they were doing drugs together in that house. Him, Earl Sweatshirt, not really Vince, but yeah. Schoolboy Q, he was one of them ones.
He did
I feel like
interview a month or two ago. He's back. He's hungry again.
Shout out to Community, community.
Sir. So yeah, man. I mean, I could see Q dropping some little shit, you know. And
they dropped he didn't drop anything. He just played some music at a party or some shit.
And that shit was hard.
And it was alright. It sounded like some 2014 shit.
Okay.
But, you know.
I mean, if Q was to drop, let's say next year, what would you want? What would you expect it to sound like? You know?
Well, I would expect it
what kind of beats you want?
His 444.
Okay.
Because now that he's old, Schoolboy is older. He's like 35. Right.
But how would you want the production to be? Would you want it to sound very 2012-ish, or do you want it on Maniacs type production?
Schoolboy Q, he always had a thing for like making Alchemist it sound like a Broadway show. Like I feel like his albums sound like a Broadway show, in my opinion. Like you can see colors when you hear his music type shit.
I want to see West Side Gun and Schoolboy Q. That shit would be hard.
That would be hard.
Right? Like, I could see some Griselda, Schoolboy Q. What we really need, you know what the streets really need? Is another One Train.
Ooh.
Like, why haven't we had that wow moment where it's like all these up-and-coming rappers all on one song, bro?
That motherfucker spitting.
Because you know what it is, bro? Lyrical rap isn't mainstream. So you're not going to get Sofago, Yeet, Summers all on one track. Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely. Like, they got too much ego.
Kendrick needs to get on there. That's a fact. J. Cole.
Oh, like if they did a new one, like the 2 Train, that would be hard. 2 Train, that would be hard, though. Imagine though Drake.
Rocky, you think he'll get slept? Like everybody would fucking run through his verse.
Man, that would be hard. I feel like Big Sean could have been on that too. That would have been cool. Sean could body. You know, he could. But I feel like with the new, there isn't really any new lyrical rappers that are really mainstream like that.
Yeah, I just want Schoolboy Q to give us that 444 moment. Now that he's older, he doesn't. The gangster shit, he's not doing that no more. And he said it. He's like, I've transitioned. That's why I haven't dropped music. Like my life is totally different from 10 years ago. So I want to hear that. Yeah.
All right. So another one for me, I feel like Swae Lee. So the why I say that is because, first of all. He needs to leave Ray Shremmer, bro. That put it to rest. It was a cool duo, but Slim Jimmy to me is nothing special.
And they're older now.
That's
really why groups break up.
Nothing really stands out to me at all about Slim Jimmy at all. So like Swae Lee is literally like he's like Undertaker, and then Slim Jimmy is like
he's not even Kane, bro.
He's like Tajiri. Like
he's like the house that burned down that
he's
burned
like
Kane.
Jimmy Wang Yang. Like he's like, come on, what are we talking about here, bro? Like he's not even on the same card as him. He's a dark match. Like he's like before the show even starts.
Wouldn't you personally like if you was getting that disrespect?
Yeah.
Like Slim Jimmy, wouldn't you get better?
I mean, I've heard Ray Shremmer 4 to get whatever it's called, Shremlight 4. Was it? Yeah. It was okay. Like Slim Jimmy's parts is not like, wow, this is awful, but it's just like, I don't know. The reason why I say that is because Swae Lee, I feel like, has crazy chorus potential, hit maker potential. Like, he could do that shit in his sleep, bro. Mm-hmm. And he kills every chorus, bodies everything. He's just a natural-born hit maker. And I feel like if he just went full throttle solo, man, he could be up there. Like Post Malone, he could headline his own shit if they promoted it right.
I agree.
Do his own tour. Like, I feel like he's that good.
And that moment, that solo moment was supposed to happen a lot sooner. It was supposed to happen in
the pandemic, to be honest.
But he lost his fucking hard drive. He
dropped like 3 singles, and them shits didn't go
He lost his hard drive with over like 2,000 songs on it, he said.
That sucks.
In the airport.
That sucks.
Yo, and he never got it back, bro.
That definitely sucks. But you got to be on your future shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got locked up on my hard drive. That's why I made beast mode. You got to be on your future shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm talking about? When Future said that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when Esco got locked up.
Yeah, like, that's when I made beast mode. That's when you got to, like, say fuck it and just go crazy. You know, make shit that's better.
I agree, though. Swae Lee does have the potential
He's
to
amazing,
be that guy.
man.
Like,
his voice is amazing.
It's deeper than just like the hip hop element too. I feel like he could be on songs with Party Next Door and The Weeknd.
I feel like Don Toliver took his spot.
What?
I feel like Don Toliver took Swae Lee's spot.
Ooh, that's a hot take, bro. That's spicy as
like in
fuck.
terms of that in that lane, that hip hop R&B chorus, who you want on the chorus. Like I feel like Don took that a little bit.
Ghost Chili Pepper hot.
I'm just saying, dog. What you got?
My last one, man. Hey, Jay Critchwood fave. Man, that guy was on a roll 2017, 2018.
Yeah, he was, man. That ego go crazy.
Yo, ego
go crazy.
And he got
another song that he dropped a year later that was pretty good.
He did the he did a Lil Wayne remake.
He's in, you know that video where he's in a store like shopping? I don't know the name of that song, but that shit was hard. He's literally in the store like shopping and shit. That shit went crazy.
I don't remember, but
that shit was hard.
Yeah, I used to work with Jay a lot, like 2018, 2019, and yeah, his work ethic is crazy. You know, seeing him in the studio make songs in like 25 minutes.
Yeah, he should have been. Man, Jay Critch should be headlining his own shit at this point, man.
Yeah, Jay Critch was one of those guys, bro. Like he was ahead of the pack when it came to the New York artists coming out of the SoundCloud wave.
He really was, though.
And him being signed to another artist, it did hinder him. Like clearly,
should have never signed her.
Clearly, man. Like, you know, it's hard to say no to somebody that helped you so much. You know.
I know, man. But
when you're young and impressionable, I'm sure there was a little bit of money on the table, and he's like, "Yo, fuck it, this is my chance." Well, and it worked out. If we think about it, it did work out well. The success was there. Mm-hmm. It's just the aftermath, you know.
You think it's because he just didn't have a hit? I feel like that happens a lot.
He had a hit. He had a hit
New York,
that
maybe.
When he first came out, the one that Rich the Kid remixed.
You talking about off Rich Forever 3, where he did the chorus and shit? Did it again?
It was Jay Critch's song, and then Rich the Kid heard of that song.
Talking about Did It Again?
Fashion.
Oh, Fashion.
Fashion
that was hard.
Crazy.
Yeah, but that was like a hood. That was like a street hit.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like,
and then Chris Tape had a lot of fire.
Yeah, I feel like definitely Jay Critch had the swag. He had that, you know, but I don't know. I feel like only in New York you could go so far with when you sign it.
I remember he was in Long Island a few times too, coming up, and I'm like, "Who's this Jay Critch guy?" And then months later, I ended up working with him. But yeah, I wish he had a moment where he was up there. You know,
you think he's better than Fabio?
What?
You think he's better than Favi?
Rapping wise, hell yeah. Jay Critch is better than a lot of these motherfuckers in New York. Yeah, it's just I don't know.
All right, so my last one is honestly I put Sofego. Like I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like
he just couldn't come up with somebody else.
I feel like I put Rich Homie Quan, but I feel like I talked about him enough. I feel like Sofego definitely is making really good music, fam. And it just upsets me how this shit is not, I don't know.
It's not resonating. It's not hitting.
It's really good. Like his he just dropped a song on his somebody's SoundCloud. I don't know why it's not on DSPs, but it's fucking great. That shit with Uzi that got leaked was really good. I feel like that tape he dropped this year was solid. I don't know. I feel like he definitely, in terms of quality, he's one of the best in my opinion.
He's giving the people what they want.
I feel like the sound is great. I mean, he's a good performer. Like, I don't know what else you really would want.
You know what it is, though?
There's no smash hit.
A lot of these kids follow narrative. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the narrative was that he was falling off. Yeah. It's too late. I
know.
And it has a lot to do with the guest that we had last week. But
yeah. But
I don't know. People got to have a mind of their own.
You're right, though, bro. You're right. And I feel like I always say that though, like even in high school and shit, when I was bumping Soldiers of the World and all this, I still fucked with it. Like I didn't care if people didn't fuck with it, but I feel like a lot of other kids don't have that. They like, oh nah, nobody else fucks with it, so all my high school friends are gonna clown me. Like if I bump this shit out loud, oh, you fucking with that? Like
yeah,
you know, so I get it, but
damn,
you gotta say it with your chest.
Let's hope that period of him getting hate is subsides soon, because there's a lot of artists that went through that. Russ, Coi Leray, you name it, they've been through it, right?
They broke through it though.
So Fago's having his moment right now, and I do feel like it is subsiding. It was heavy last year, like all the hate.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like subsiding. Yeah. So let's see.
Right? Yeah, I was also gonna mention Fetty Wap too, but I mean, he locked.
He was selling fentanyl
he got a
on
song
Long Island,
with Coi Leray. You seen that shit? They got a new song out. It actually sounds
Jersey
good.
Shit. Yeah.
It actually sounds good.
They had a song back in the day too that was on the radio and shit.
Word. All right, man. You said 3 already, right? I bet. So
Trill Sammy though.
Ugly God. Nah, who I want to talk about though is two people that you would think like would make a splash, would make noise. Rose, who you consider a legend.
Oh yeah.
Meek Mill, would you consider him a legend?
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what I'm saying? They're both, cemented, solidified artists in the rap game. So I know a lot of what's hot is ran by the youth, right? Like what's the blogs are posting, what the narrative is. It's never the old heads that control that because they just don't give a fuck. They lay low. They might not be on social media like that. But Rick Ross and Meek Mill are supposed to be dropping an album, like a joint album, very soon, which I forgot the name of it right now. But they had a song like a month ago called Shaq and Kobe, which I thought was fire. Like if that track came out,
dropped a month ago. Why didn't I know about it?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like if you're not following them on social media, you would not have even known. Maybe Academics made one post. I don't follow ever since he posted the fucking Island Boys making out. I don't follow Act no more.
That's fucking
I swear to God, bro. That shit was weird. He posted it like 3 times. Like once maybe you could get a pass, but nah. Fire or trash. Like what the fuck? Anyways, yeah. So Rick Ross and Meek Mill, you would think like, bro, at one point in time, bro, Meek Mill was the hottest shit out. One point in time when Rose brought him up with I'm a Boss. The Dream Chasers mixtapes, the Dreams and Nightmares, the album itself was gas. Dream Chasers 3 and all this shit. And then, the 2015 tape and then, the Nicki shit happened. The Drake shit happened. But then Championships was a solid comeback album.
Yep. Very solid album.
But then, like, now it's like, what the hell? Like, nobody's talking about this. You don't see no blog posts. Like, no one gives a fuck.
There's 2 things,
Why you think that is?
There's 2 things. The first thing is pretty obvious,
and
when it comes to the actual album, it's too late. It's a few years late. We could have got it like 2014 through like 2017, 18. That would have been great. It would have did numbers. It would have been probably a classic because a lot of people are waiting for that or were.
Right.
Another thing is the youth does not give a fuck how rich you are. In my opinion.
What's that supposed to mean?
So basically, Rick Ross and Meek Mill, a lot of their persona is built off of the money they've made. Like they flex, their money walks in before their own personality does in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that. They do give off that cigar. I got guava chains, all this shit, lifestyle.
And Rose.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he swears he's giving game, and I as an adult, I understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I respect the game. I'd listen to it.
Yeah.
But a kid that's coming up that's bumping Yeet, Fago, SCP West, like he's not gonna give a fuck about Rick Ross and his bread and his like it's a little too late, bro. It's not even funny. It's facts.
Nah, it's just crazy to me how I feel so old talking about this, because it's like a lot of you people that are young that are watching this are probably like, if you're like 16, 17, you probably don't even understand why Meek Mill is even a thing.
Stay scheming.
That's Rose, but yeah.
I know.
I was gonna say, like, you might not even know why Rick Ross is famous. You might not even know why Meek Mill is famous.
He had really three. Rick Ross had three like eras. He had his
the
before
early
07 DJ Collab.
Yeah.
I'm So Hood era.
Yeah.
He had that era, and like
then he had the Teflon Don era. You know,
he had the BMF era.
Yeah, facts.
BMF era was my favorite era. That's when I was from like 09 to like 2012, 13.
Yeah.
I was on that.
Yeah. And then he had that 2014, 15. I remember he was dropping that Hood Billionaire. I remember that. He dropped 2 albums in 1 year.
There was a 2-piece that he dropped with Drake in like 2018 too.
Oh yeah, Money in the Grave.
I think so, yeah.
Well, and then you talking about yeah. There's another
that
song
was
off Scary
He went
Hours,
crazy on that. He actually out-rapped Drake on that.
Yeah, nah. Rick Ross got bars. If you saying he not lyrical, then you're bugging.
And Drake and Wayne say that he's their favorite feature.
Yeah, no, Rose. You can't really find a bad Rick Ross verse, to be honest. Like Rose knows, he has good bodies of work. Meek Mill too. Like, it's crazy how when he first came up, everybody was clowning him, and all he talked about was Rolex rolling on his wrist. You know what I'm saying? Pull up in a Ghost. That's
screaming
all he cared about.
Yeah,
rolling on my wrist, Ghost on my bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. But I remember they had hella tracks together, like Off the Corner. I don't know if you remember that. I made $1 million on that corner. That shit was hard.
Yeah.
That shit. All the MMG mixtapes, like them shits was hard. Like the self-made shit, like that era was fire.
I never really got to Meek like
and
that.
all that. Yeah.
Cause there was other shit I was bumping. I was bumping Beast Coast, ASAP Rocky, like all that shit. Yeah. Other than Meek, I was totally on the backpack rap and not
that street
rollie
shit
on my wrist shit.
I was definitely scammer music.
Oh, for sure.
Meek Mill was definitely like if you scamming, you getting money, like you bumping Meek.
You cracking cards for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So the name of the album is Too Good to Be True, and it's actually dropping this Friday.
Oh wow.
November 10th.
No wonder they're doing all these interviews.
Yeah.
I've seen them on Complex a few times.
Exactly. Oh yeah. They did the GOAT talk together.
Word.
So anyways, I don't know. I just found that interesting.
First week. Yo, oh my God, I'm gonna be so sad because if they get 20K, it's the end of an era, bro.
You know what's funny? Yachty asked Cole about first week sales. Did you see that? And Cole's like, honestly, like,
it doesn't matter at the end,
like,
but it does dictate. It does dictate how hype you are in that moment.
Honestly, bro, I see this shit. You know what it is? He mentioned how he said the first person shooter went #1 because people actually bought the single.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe this is an old head, audience. So maybe they actually might buy this shit.
Hopefully,
you know I mean? Everybody that's in his
I'm streaming it, but
everybody that's in that fan bracket, they're probably our age or in their 30s, easily. So they might actually cop. I'm gonna say 15K.
Wow, 15
to 25. I'm gonna be safe with it.
I'm gonna say a cool 25 to 30.
Okay. Anything over 30, I'd be shocked.
Word. I'll be hella shocked. But the thing is with the hard copies or like digital sales, there needs to be some sort of incentive for people to buy it. Like
digitally,
any type of money being put out,
there
has to be an incentive, like a free ticket, a free shirt that comes with it. Like, and that's game for the new age. Like, you want to sell digital copies, you want to make $10 on your album and not a free stream, give them an incentive, a free ticket to a show. The first
rapper I seen to like be smart with it in terms of like getting album sales and all that, Russ was charging $10 for his vinyl, and there was like 7 different variants, and they all sold out. That's why that shit sold like 43,000 first week, pure album sales.
Wow.
And it did like 42,000 first week.
And the rules on that are so tight. You have to ship out the shit
within
week.
That week, yeah.
It has to land at their doorstep that week. That shit's crazy.
But I definitely want to get into. I didn't really want to speak on this, but I feel like I still want to talk about this because this had an impact on me, like mentally, you know. Shout out to DC the Don, man. I'm happy that you're okay because, you know, everybody goes through shit. I know this is like a sensitive topic, but, you know, that's is eerie, bro. Like I could have been at his last show.
Yeah, like, unfortunately, after his New York show, he tried to delete himself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but yeah,
I say delete because you can't say the other thing on YouTube.
Yeah, I didn't mean to laugh, but it's just like, it's just scary, bro, because like, you know, I definitely I started becoming a huge fan, you know, last year, really diving into his music, watching all his interviews, and I feel like, God forbid, this would have been a huge blow, bro. Like, we already lost a shit ton of rappers. Like, I don't want DC the Don to be on this wall, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he hasn't really peaked into the mainstream yet, but he got on Double XL this year. Like, this is, you know what I'm saying? He got on Rolling Loud this year for the first time. Like, this is the year where he's finally getting a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, that recognition. He got his first, like, industry feature with Black on his Funeral Deluxe. So he's getting there. So I feel like, who knows why he did what he did. I know his friend, his close friend, basically his best friend, killed himself last year. Sad Frosty, you know, rest in peace to him. So that probably had something on his mental. But I noticed something was off during that show, bro. Like, I just felt it. I don't know. He was giving out some sort of signs. He was acting a little strange. It wasn't really his character. Like, I stage dove on his show. I get it. I bum rushed the stage. You know, it's not like he told me to get on and he said that. So I get it. Like, I'm trying to take the spotlight away from him. Like, I already thought about why he would act like that. Well, give him context
because they may not know what you're talking about.
So I stage dove at his show. He had a show last week Sunday. I was like, yo, I'm getting on stage. Fuck it. So I told my boy, like, excuse me. And there's a song that I fuck with. It's called Donnie's Revenge. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm getting up here. Excuse me. So I get on stage. He's like, yo, what the fuck you doing? I was like, yo, turn me up, boy. Like, what you mean? He's like, you better fucking stage dive. Yeah, I got you, boy. Bro, I was on stage for like 30 seconds. You telling me nobody knew I was going to stage dive? Nobody caught me, fam. My lower back's still hurting from that shit a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Like, shout out to my boy Panda for recording this shit. Bro, I was in the air with, it felt like 10 seconds, bro. As I'm in the air, I see nobody looking at me. Like, oh, fuck me.
I will say this. Boom! I was listening for the song, and it didn't sound like a part of the song where, like, would jump.
I should jump? All right. You might be right.
It didn't sound like it was that part.
Nah, you're right.
Like, it either passed it or it hasn't gotten
it. It had already passed, I feel like. This was like the second chorus where it's not as turned.
Facts.
Anyways, though, I jumped, destroy my shit, pause, whatever, and then he's like, that's what your stupid ass get. And I'm like, I didn't even know he said that.
But so afterwards, you know.
So I was out here a little pissed off. Like, why you coming at me for? Why'd you do that to me? Like, mad people got on stage dove. Like, so that was a little strange. But now with all this context, like, damn, maybe he was really going through some shit, you know? Right. And long story short, shit, he's talking about he's trying to swallow all these pills. Like, that's scary, bro. We really don't know what people are going through.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. Like, we really almost lost him that night, that exact night. And he's turning up with us. Who would have thought? Bro?
Yeah, and one thing I want to say is I listened to a few songs after hearing what happened, and a lot of drug references saying, oh, this isn't working, this pill, this melatonin isn't working, da-da-da. Yo, there's no coincidence that drugs and depression and anxiety and shit coexist. Like, his team, his label, or whoever needs to be on top of that. Whether it's like recreational and it's just for fun use. It doesn't have to be Juice WRLD shit where he's popping 15, 20 pills a day. But even just hearing that in the music, saying it's not working, and like that's a telltale sign to his people around him to get him help.
Word. And I'm just super glad he's okay. He ended up finishing the tour strong. He had a show like 3 days later. I didn't think he would do it. But he ended up making a post, which I felt was a little, I don't know the word.
Unnecessary?
Nah, not unnecessary. I felt like it was like, first of all, he's in the hospital bed doing this. Like,
with a bloody
there's
finger.
A lot of people that are concerned about you. There's a lot of people, and then to put that's a little, what's the word for it?
Distasteful?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like, did you have to do that? Like, you didn't have to do the middle finger. I'm nitpicking here, but, and then in the caption, it was like, try to myself again, but the world said no. As soon as I saw that caption, I'm like,
When I saw Again, I was like, oh, damn.
I was like, first of all, that I'm sorry to hear that, but why would you? I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then he ended up deleting that caption. So I knew I wasn't bugging when I saw that caption. I was like, you might want to delete that. Because there's people that are really out here going through that shit.
Social media started becoming huge when we were in like
2012.
Yeah, we were like 17, 18.
Yeah, type shit, yeah.
Imagine growing up since you're a kid with that shit. And everything you post, like everything that goes through your life, like you put it out there for people to judge. Like certain things don't need to be posted, and I think the youth needs to understand.
So you don't think he should have made any posts, letting his fans know that he's okay? Maybe a story post,
that letting your fans know that you're okay.
It could have just been
cool.
a story
but the
with
whole, like that's mad aesthetic.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people were in the comments like, that's a little clout chasing. That's a little like you're seeking pet.
Like that's some rock star shit.
People to
what
feel
you did.
bad.
That's
for you.
cool,
Right.
but the coolness doesn't outshine us.
Yeah,
being concerned for you. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just glad he's all right. And it's crazy because Lyrical Lemonade posted his interview like 2 days ago, and it's scary to think that probably could have been his last interview. So I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. I really hope he's okay because there is positive stuff happening in his career.
Right,
his trajectory's like this.
Yeah.
It may be
for
slow
the first time in a while,
but it's
been grinding
getting up there.
Since like 2018.
At the end of the day, like we don't know what he's going through, but let's be thankful that we wake up every single day. Let's be thankful that we have at least one loved one that loves us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he did apologize. He said he said that it was extremely selfish, and this will be the last time he does this. So I'll take your word for it, man.
I'll take your word for it too, man. It's just if you got to take a break and like wake up and smell the coffee and realize how blessed you are
Big time.
to be in the position you are that millions of people wish they could be in your shoes.
And a lot of fans, like people, he even said in that interview, like one time somebody in the crowd was dead ass just balls crying. He's like, yo, you good? He's like, yo, this song means a lot to me, bro. And he was like, damn, moments like that I care more about than like turning up at a show.
Yeah. And
just know you got a lot of people that give a fuck about you.
And that may be a lot of weight on his shoulders, the fact that people give such a fuck about his music and that it touches a different part of them.
That's true.
Like that it's like that Kid Cudi
like
shit.
Responsibility,
Kid Cudi talks about all the time how the weight of having so many people loving him and wanting.
But he's not even
like he can't even handle it.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of responsibility.
I'm a human too, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, shit. Shout out to DC the Don, man.
Word.
We gonna get into these hot takes, dog. You feel me?
I feels you, bro. Dog.
Oh, by the way, my son Uzi played Scott and Ramona the other day.
Ooh.
It's rare, bro. I feel like
he doing the Travis Scott shit.
That's what I'm saying. I think Travis is starting a trend, bro.
Yeah, let's do it.
From now on, you play at least one rare ass song. I fuck with it. Cause the day before he played Buy It. What you know about Buy It?
Yeah, Buy It.
I'm hoping that in the Brooklyn show he plays Erase Your Social, man. Please play that.
Well, at Made in America, he played
Bad Bitch Want Bad Bag, and you know she throw that ass on me. Come on,
yeah.
Man.
At MIA, he played Super Saiyan, and I was happy with that.
Word.
Yeah. I got it on video, like straight, the whole thing, no shake.
Oh, yeah. He did play that. Yes. I thought you meant Miami. You talking about Made in America.
Made in America, yeah.
All right, so my boy said, Drake bit off Summers on his recent album. Bitch, where?
What? Who?
Honestly, where? Just let me know in the comments. Because shout out to you, because he comments all the time. Where, what song, how, when, what day.
On the latest Drake album, he definitely did. He didn't bite. I'm not going to never say he bit. He, maybe on X back then, but he paid homage to Chow Lee.
Oh, yeah.
With that ad lib. Well, damn.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Yeah,
Shout out Chow Lee, Long Island shit. Pull up to the pod. Fuck is wrong with you?
If we're being real, Drake never really on his own created something that pushed the envelope, like on his own. He didn't.
What
really,
do you mean?
What did he do that wasn't already?
Oh my God! Do I gotta mention his first 5 years?
Answer the question.
Him being the first melodic rapper.
the first melodic rapper.
Like to do it on that stage.
Yes, all right, you got that. You got
Come
that.
on now.
To be a singing
Let's
rapper.
not forget.
Yes.
He used to get so much hate for singing on the track.
True. Which Cudi started first. Shout out to Cudi. He definitely got influenced by that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, for the past, like, 10 years, like, he's just been copying waves, boy.
Well, he went his own wave with the Jamaican UK shit.
Ting, ting, ting.
But I could see what you mean. When you're that famous, you kind of lose touch with
everything.
Shit. So you find inspiration in other ways.
My man said, Trippy's career is not over yet. Bro just got to focus and stick to his roots. Develop his lane instead of hopping on others' hype.
He said Trippy?
Yeah, Trippy's career is not over yet. Bro just got to focus and stick to his roots. Develop his lane instead of hopping on others' hype.
I just think he just gave us so much music. I'm going to say it all the time. Like, he gave us a lot of music.
I heard the new snippets that he's been dropping, and it definitely is, like, deep voice type shit, and it's pretty hard. But it's not original.
And he said, he told BOBBALAM, which BOBBALAM told us, that he was copying Lil Wop. First of all, yo.
At first, because they were cool. I mean,
they were.
Wipe.
And what's interesting,
Wop low key put them on in a way.
What's interesting is Trippy was the one that dropped or leaked all that music on that random SoundCloud account.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's probably just throwaways from like Mansion Music.
But some of them are super hard.
I don't know why he would choose to not make these.
He's probably got thousands of songs, bro. But I'll finish it.
So when do you know who's he signed to? They don't have any curation in this. I'm sure they do, but
bro,
I don't know.
He needs to take a break. Just take a year or two off. Let the fans miss him a little bit, and come out with a banger, bro.
Yeah, I respect it. That's a good formula. My man said the underground was better dressed before opium. Now everyone want to copy Swae. The underground fit pics used to be so hard. All black is cool, but not when everyone and their moms do it.
You think so? Let's think about that real quick.
I don't know what the swag was.
It was a whole lot of Supreme.
What was the swag before?
It was a whole lot of Supreme. It was a whole lot of...
Like just streetwear? Like
streetwear, like fucking...
Skater brands and shit.
Like niggas was rocking Ben Trill and shit. That's probably before SoundCloud. Right?
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. Yeah.
The style is not really as
it's just oversized
put together
now.
As
now
it
it's
is
just
now.
Oversized. That's the style now, and everybody's doing it. Shit, I got some.
I'm kind of glad Supreme fell off because
they have some cool pieces.
They was charging out the ass.
Yeah, they have. The thing is with them is that their resale value is mad high. It's not even really that.
At least not anymore. And another
some of the
industry that's
clean.
falling apart is the resales of sneakers, bro.
Word.
All the hyped Jordans, all the hyped whatevers, you can get them for like $200 now, bro.
Word? Why? Why is that?
Because oversaturation. The bubble popped.
Okay.
The consumer that was buying all that shit was fed up. It's like, yo, fuck these niggas, bro. I ain't copping $800 Jordan 1s. What is he talking about?
Yeah, I remember the Balmain jeans was popping too, like crazy. Like the with the
Balmain popping with the zippers on it.
People only started disrespecting Trippy because he copied Cardi's sound, quote unquote.
Nah.
They've been disrespecting Trippy since
he came out. I've been disrespecting
since the exclamation point. They've been disrespecting Trippy.
Even at the beginning, I feel like he was a Uzi clone back in the day, but that subsided quickly.
The first song I ever heard was Poles. So when I heard Poles, I'm like, yeah, you don't sound like Uzi to me. But I could understand like his really raunchy shit from like 2016. I had a little,
the only thing that was unique, which was great, is yeah,
that was hard though.
It was. It worked. It was.
My man, yo, why is this dude still running with this narrative, bro? Shout out to Jivo. He said Cardi hasn't made a better song than Plug Walk by Rich the Kid.
Yo, his verse is like
I don't know why he keeps saying this, bro. He's been saying this for like 2 weeks straight. DMing me, responding to my stories. I got nothing to do with anything. Yo, Plug Walk's still better. Like, don't get me wrong, Plug Walk is a banger.
The fit he was rocking in that shit was hard.
Plug Walk is hard. But it ain't. Come on, I can name any Cardi song and it's better.
There was a fit.
Sky.
I think it was Rich the Kid or Cardi. They was rocking. One of them was rocking both Supreme and Bape, which is a big no-no on the same fit.
Yeah.
But the actual song, it's fire. It was a moment, but I can name you at least 40 songs that are better.
I already said Sky, Let It Go,
Rockstar Made,
Location.
Especially the second verse on Rockstar
9.
Made. Are you shitting me? I put the bitch in the backseat. I put the bitch in the wagon.
Chopper Won't Miss.
I put the bitch in the backseat.
Mileage.
Bragging. Took the bitch to L.A. Now that bitch bragging.
Shit,
like,
Neon's better. Fucking even the shit with Uno is better. What?
Uno the activist.
Good narrative, but it ain't him. Lil Baby dropped his best album too early.
We said that last week.
I feel like we did. My man said a Yeet and Chief Keef collab will go crazy. I don't think that's a hot take. I think everybody would. I think anybody would agree with that. That would be hard. That would go crazy.
And hopefully,
and then Chief comes in with his flow. That shit will go crazy. It definitely will go crazy. Yeah, dead ass popping lean, sipping syrup.
Chief Keef just needs a longer verse than his. For all the dogs verse.
He did, but it wasn't hitting. I told you that.
I know. I mean, maybe I do want to hear him pissing on a bitch or whatever it was.
My man said, if Ken dropped Fighting My Demons remix, who would y'all want on it? Oh, that's a good question. You know what it is? I feel like the remix is low-key a dying, not low-key, but I feel like it's a lost art, man. Like, why is it that labels or like,
you know
why don't they go with that strategy?
Because a lot of remixes from our days took over the original song.
I mean, we still see
but
remixes
that's not
nowadays.
Really a bad thing because it gives the original song a second life.
That's what I'm saying. That's the reason why I feel like if a song starts to dwindle a bit, drop a
There's a song from 50 Cent.
Oh yeah, you talking about Out of Control?
Yeah, I think
the Out of Control remix.
People don't even know there's an original.
I know.
Like.
I know. But if I Fighting Demons remix, shit, you already know, Yeet. That'll be hard.
Yeah, it is a little fast for Yeet.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I'm tweaking. It's not like the pace of it. The BPMs are very like older Yeet. Like Yeet used to rap a little faster. Now it's a little slow. Shit. Cardi,
I guess. Yeah, Lancey Foe. That'll be hard.
Young Jock.
My man said Scorpion is an overhated album. It has
B-side is amazing.
It has its skips, but it's definitely overhated. I agree with that. It's definitely got bangers on it, some sleepers on it. March 14th is mad underrated. I don't know if you remember that song, but that sounds like some 09.
The Michael Jackson song was garbage.
That shit is kind of
But yeah, the B-side of the album it might be flawless.
I wholeheartedly disagree with this take. My man said Homicide Gang are the most underrated rappers right now. We forgot to mention this, but they did drop an entire album 2 days ago. And not one person that I know or follow even mentioned that shit. I heard it. I heard like 5 songs. And them shits all sound the same. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing special about that than the shit they dropped in April.
I'll say this.
They're overrated, if we're being quite honest. And they're getting the Fago treatment.
Are we getting anything out of them that's personable through their music? What do we know about them?
Nothing.
Besides the ad-libs and the murder?
I don't see what's so special about Homicide Gang. Look, shout out to them. You know, I respect the success, but
remember I used to try to like, come on, like Life, All My Life, like
yeah, they got some cool songs.
I used to
like
really vouch for them because their beats were
great.
Their beat selection is actually better than a lot of Opium in general.
Yeah, but
we would much rather hear somebody else on those beats.
There's no growth in there. I don't see their ceiling very high. Like we
don't know how they grew up. We don't know what street they were on. We don't know.
Mad Mysterious.
Did their grandma make good cookies? Like we don't know anything about them.
I don't know. Last year I felt like they were bigger than they are now, and it's crazy to think about because they about to go on tour and all this shit. They about to headline Box Fest.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know. I always thought they were whack. I don't like their music, but to say they're, what is it he said? To say that. I don't even know what he said, boy. That shit got me fooled, dude. Underrated rappers right now. Nah. Hamza. That's all they good for, honestly, in my opinion.
Facts.
My man said Trippy could have been at Yachty's level right now if he didn't fall off.
Who?
Trippy. What's up with all these Trippy takes? There's another one too. Trippy Red is the Kid Cudi of the SoundCloud generation. He's an emo rapper who uses a lot of auto-tune and has a unique vocal style. Has his success
fucking wrong, bro.
Has his success often written off because of the help he got from other artists.
All due respect to whoever made that take. But we do not look at Trippy and how we can relate so much to him, his personality, and his struggles the way we look at Kid Cudi. There's absolutely no correlation whatsoever.
I mean, I can see slight with the love songs. You know, he does have a lot of love music, you know, in terms of like how you feel about a chick or you feel hurt and shit.
You got to do the Cardi shit.
You know, like Trippy got me, you know what I'm saying? But like, I don't agree with that, Chief. Anyways, we got like 2 more. My man, shout out to Amir. You already know. He said, calling a song fire and not being able to explain why you like it is just as ridiculous as you calling a song trash and not being able to explain why you don't like it. Imagine telling an artist that you think their song is fire, and when they ask you what do you like about it, you say, I can't explain it, bro, but that shit is gas. Well, that's an interesting take.
Let's
I
look
think
at
some
it
people
this way. Like the common fan.
Let me tell you. Hold on, my bad. I feel like with me, and you did send me a video about this, like how to articulate yourself more. With me personally, it's hard for me personally to explain why. I'm not like Anthony Fantano where he is extremely you know, sophisticated and like knows what each thing is. He's like a walking thesaurus. Like he can explain why this sentence is good, why this BPM and this beat or snare comes in. Like I'm not that. I don't have that right now. So when I explain why I like a song, I just think it's hard. Like that shit hard. Like that shit not. Like the flow is hard. Like my shit is very surface level. Unfortunately, I need to dive into learning how to articulate myself more. That's just me though.
You know what's so interesting about you saying that? I don't think anybody watching that would ever think that about you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Appreciate
I think you need to have more confidence on that side because you do articulate yourself fine, in my opinion. And I've told you that many times.
Okay, yeah. I'm just
but as far as like let's think about the common fan. Like, yeah, they may hear certain music like, oh, I like it. It makes, you know, it gives them a vibe. But they can't really articulate the sonics and the BPMs and the fucking. So it's for the common fan, I can understand. But for somebody like us, maybe at the time, like there are some times where I can't really explain how good a song is. It's just I like it.
Yeah.
Like there's certain there's a lot of Drake songs that came out on so far. I'm sorry, for all the dogs.
Yeah.
I fuck with them, but I can't sell it to somebody else like, yo, this is that shit. Like, and this is why. Like,
okay.
First of all, I don't really give a fuck that much. And 2, like, maybe I just don't have the words for it for now. Maybe it's gotta wait till a few months from now.
I feel you, because like I said, Anthony Fantano, the way he describes music is amazing. Like that is somebody one day I'd like to.
A lot of that is just filler words though. Like once you figure out that he uses.
Instead of
he has like 4 or 5 different words that could mean this could be placed in that sentence.
But instead of like when we say like or like you don't hear that from him. You understand what I'm saying?
That's because he mastered the art of being quiet and gathering your thoughts. Like you would think people look at you a certain way for pausing for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But they actually respect it more because you're gathering your thoughts.
Shout out to that. Shit. We got one more. My man said, the what have you done for me mentality is what is killing hip hop right now.
Ooh, from whose perspective though? Like the fans? Like what have you done for me?
I think so. I think I could agree with that, bro. Like let's say for example, who's an artist that a lot of the fans might shit on because their most recent shit isn't hitting like how it used to. Kid Cudi.
Trippy.
Kid Cudi. I hear a lot of bad narratives on Cudi's name, which is crazy, but definitely Trippy.
Well, Kid Cudi, I don't think it's the music too much. I think it's himself tweeting and shit. But that's a good example.
Maybe. Man on the Moon 3 was really good. What's another example? You get? I feel him though. I feel this take.
I wonder if he's talking from the perspective like the artist.
Maybe Drake too. I mean, not for us really, but a lot of the narrative is so 50-50 with Drake. Like, what have you done lately that makes me want to give a fuck? Everybody always mentions
we've said it from the beginning, bro, of this podcast. This is too late, is like, we've been saying it since episode 0. Like, fans are fickle, bro.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Fans are really.
They don't appreciate the greatness that they made 2 years ago. You know, like, yo, it's not like it was 30 years ago. Chill. Right. Like, he made a classic this or that. Not everything you drop is gonna be classics. Man.
And artists that are self-aware, they know that. Like, I feel like Uzi isn't too self-aware to the point where J. Cole is. Like, J. Cole mentioned a bunch of times on that podcast with Yachty that 2014 Forest Hills Drive is my grail.
Yeah.
Like, he said that so many times. He has a album, The Fall Off, he's working on now. He dropped an album 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then years before that.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of albums after 2014 Forest Hills Drive, but he knows. Like, he's not an idiot. Like, that's my shit.
And a lot of artists are not. They won't admit that either.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So you're a real one for that. Look at, I mean, Tekka just dropped arguably his best tape. Years in.
His best tape.
I would say it probably is.
Definitely is his best tape.
Yeah. So you gotta just give him time, man. You know, not everybody's gonna drop a fucking Illmatic every album.
Yeah, and it's like I said, fans are fickle, man. Especially hip hop fans. In country, they don't experience.
Yeah, you don't hear that shit, right? That's true. R&B, none of that. Maybe. In rock, you hear that though. I feel like it happened a lot when I was really into it in middle school, like Fall Out Boy and Linkin Park. Like, oh, this last project is nothing compared to your first shit. I'm not a fan no more. It's true though.
That community.
It's interesting.
I want to dive in
because they dropped Linkin Park dropped an album in 2007, right? Called Minutes to Midnight, and that was 4 years after Meteora, which was like one of their biggest selling albums ever. Had songs like Numb. I'm sure you know that song. I've become like classic shit.
Yeah.
And then they dropped this where it was like it was like a lot of songs were like singing. It wasn't as guitar heavy. So they're like, whoa, what the fuck is this? But
fickle, man.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
Fickle pickle.
Box Fest this Saturday. Are you going?
Yeah, we both going. We on the media list.